Hi, I'm Brenda Wilson with Riverside Realty, and I'm with...
Rod Sager with Weichert Realty's Equity Northwest.
Awesome. Rod, Vancouver is one of the fastest growing cities in Washington state. What is it that you love about the new waterfront?
Waterfront's awesome. One, got a lot of people packed into a small area, so it's always lively and fun and vibrant. Tons of shops and dining establishments and all the wineries.
So, Rod, what is coming to downtown Vancouver? How is it changing?
Well, lots of new things are coming. Not only are we building a lot of new apartment buildings, which are going to bring more and more people to downtown, which in turn will bring more and more restaurants and brew pubs and wineries and dining establishments, the whole bit. But what's real exciting is they're rebuilding, the new pier, and they're going to put a public market there.
Nice.
We should have that in a couple of years.
Awesome. And I heard that's going to be similar to the Pikes Market.
That's how they're billing it, as kind of a Pike's Place kind of feeling. And it's
nice.
40,000 square feet, so it'll be the size of a supermarket.
That's great. And then I think they're going to call that Terminal 1.
That is all part of that whole Terminal 1. They got the hotel they built, the Zoom Info high-rise office building went in, and the last part will be that remodeling of the pier and maybe another apartment building possibly.
Nice.
From what I've heard.
So what other projects are they having coming up?
Well, Waterfront Gateway, that's the one. And that's going to be a little bit more affordable than the luxury Waterfront, which is real premium.
Okay.
This one's going to get more of a middle-class vibe. They're going to have some apartments that require a little bit lower income to rent.
Okay.
But still have the same vibrant buzz, the shops, the restaurants, but just to kind of open that whole area up to a broader range of people.
How close will that be to Parkview Condominiums?
Well, the new Gateway District's going to be literally 2 blocks. It's
really?
right behind City Hall.
Wow.
So just on the other side of Esther Short Park. So you stroll through the park, and now there's going to be another area with some restaurants and a nice open public gathering space. So just even more cool places to hang out.
That's great. Yeah, there's so much to do in Vancouver.
Absolutely.
As far as like the new waterfront, what is your favorite restaurant there?
That's tough. The one that I go to the most often is probably Twigs.
Okay.
I love El Gaucho, but that's not an every week restaurant.
Right.
Maybe for some, not for me.
Okay.
And El Gaucho has that little lounge up on the 8th floor of the hotel there with a beautiful view of the waterfront park. So
been there once.
Yeah, I like going in there. It's got kind of a retro 70s kind of vibe going on. So I kind of like that. That Latin restaurant up above the fish restaurant, I really like that one too. That's a good date restaurant.
That's De Salas?
Yeah,
that's
Dos
Latin.
Salas or De Salas, however.
Yeah, that's a neat place.
Yeah.
So tell me, I noticed you have a listing at Parkview. Can you tell me about your condominium you're selling?
I do. A nice little 1-bedroom condominium. It's got the larger balcony patio, so you can put a little table set out there and
nice.
Looks right over the park. It's really move-in ready. It's not super upgraded, so we're keeping the price as low as we can. But it's really ready for someone to move in and just start being a part of that whole walk everywhere life right across from the park.
I mean, do you even need a car at Parkview?
I don't really think you need a car.
Okay.
If you need to go way out to the mall or something like that, you don't want to ride the bus, I suppose maybe a car would be nice, but you don't have to. You could go a month or 2 without leaving downtown. There's a grocery store. You'll never run out of restaurants. Whatever you're into, that you can do it down there. And walk to the movie theater.
That's
2 different
great.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your 2 favorite things about the condo you're selling right now at Parkview?
I really like the patio. That's
okay.
kind of my thing. For being in a condominium in a downtown environment, I really want to be able to sit out on the patio.
Okay.
And kind of just take everything in, hear the sounds. It's on the 4th floor, so it's not way up high, but it's high enough that you're above the street noise for the most part.
Uh-huh.
And so I like the patio, and you asked for two things. I also like how large the two main rooms are for such a small condo. They're really, like, you put a king bed in the bedroom, and you could
Nice.
get a pretty decent sized sofa set in the living room. So
Awesome. So I have a condominium for sale there, and I love it. My client remodeled the whole thing. In the kitchen, she put in a convection oven, new cabinets. They're dovetailed. The bathrooms are all redone. Beautiful flooring. Just very tasteful. Move-in ready. And a nice little setting with a deck that just is situated quietly into the building.
it's very quiet. When I went through, I noticed that it's noticeably quieter on the east side of the building than it is on the west side of the building. So some people don't want to have all that action in their face all the time. Maybe on Saturday, but not so much on Monday night.
Right.
And so the east side of that building is very quiet. And what I also liked was her choice of decor in there.
Thank
That
you.
place looks great.
Yeah, she did a great job. And so she is very seasoned at putting together homes and the finishes and making it flow. And her unit is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right, yeah, 2 bedrooms, you get the extra bedroom. So that's awesome, and it's priced really well.
It is priced. It's priced to sell. Now, as far as Parkview, your condominium, what are some attractions, as far as, how far is it to Portland and PDX Airport?
Well, from Parkview and any of the other, basically from Esther Short Park, the airport's like 10 miles away. And
That's
it's
great.
Yeah, it's closer than downtown Portland, actually.
That's great.
So it's easy because you just go down 14, the highway there. It's hardly ever any traffic on SR 14, and just pop right over the river, and you're on your plane and off to Tahiti.
That's great. Tahiti sounds really good.
Tahiti sounds good.
Yeah.
Also, Portland downtown is only 7 miles away. And so the Moda Center, all the various music venues. Portland still has a great music scene in that city. And so if you're into little venues with, live music, Portland's got a lot of that to offer. And of course, they've got the sports franchises there as well, all just 7 miles away.
Would you say it's more direct, than Gresham to get to downtown Portland or Aloha to get to?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
It's straight down I-5.
Okay.
And it's, I would think Beaverton and Vancouver are pretty much the same distance from Portland, but that ride over 26 between Beaverton and Portland is rough at pretty much all hours. It's a little rough for us at certain hours, but on weekends, it's pretty light for us.
Nice.
Gresham's, it's like almost 20 miles away. So, yeah, I think we have a real advantage there.
I agree. And I noticed, at Parkview, it's a real community. Neighbors helping neighbors, and it just feels like a really nice place to live.
It is, and you hit it right on the head. People are very nice in there. They know most of the owners, know everyone in there. And, there's 120 some odd units in there, so maybe not everybody knows everybody, but there's a lot of camaraderie. Both of us are in the building frequently, and, people come down to check their mail. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Hey, Bob.
Cute.
Very, very friendly.
Yeah, and I noticed, you can have little dogs or a cat, and people are talking about their animals, and sometimes the animals more than you know the person.
Yeah, that's sometimes true. I fall into that a lot, and I think you can have a 30-pound dog.
I believe so.
Or maybe 35. So, just not a horse.
Right.
But you can have a or a little tiny dog, whatever you want.
So, Rod, what are some of your favorite things to do in Vancouver?
Favorite things to do, I really like the farmer's market.
Okay.
That farmer's market is probably the best one in the whole area. It's lively. There's lots of vendors, and it just from any of the condominium developments or apartment units, you just walk to it.
Yeah.
Fill your bags up with all that great produce and all the other stuff. And it's gotten big enough now where there's artisans there and all that kind of stuff as well. So that's really fun. I go to the farmer's market pretty regularly. Also like that Vancouver is offering concerts in the park.
Yeah.
Those are free, and they have a wide variety of music, everything from symphony orchestras to rock and roll and country. And
That's so cool.
so that's kind of nice. And those are all free. And they do that pretty regularly in the summertime. And then, of course, the waterfront. The waterfront's just got so much energy. I really like Vancouver's never had that kind of energy until they put that in. Lots of people, everyone's having fun for all ages. You know, kids, moms pushing their kids in the stroller, and old people out there, you know, with their walkers. You know, everything.
It's cute. All of life.
Yeah, all of life.
Yes.
It's doing something down there, and that's kind of cool.